This afternoon, when I was feeling very, very low, when I was feeling like there was just nothing, no, no intelligence in the world, none. I thought to myself, what are we doing? Why are we wasting our time with this? Seriously, why are we wasting our time? We're not accomplishing anything. We're just yammering back and forth. What is the purpose of this? Why are we doing this? I happened to be watching something, and all of a sudden on YouTube, out of nowhere, came one of the most fascinating disquisitions between Jeffrey Sachs and John Mearsheimer, and I realized there is goodness. There is something. There is good. There is smarts. I still think, Lex Friedman is still absolutely to be credited with just reminding us that there are people who really, really enjoy things. It's like if all of a sudden there was a surge in opera, if there was a surge in classical theater, it would mean that there's a number of people who like it. It means that that there was a group of people who found this particularly interesting. And for every stupid little yammering, there is brilliance out there. Somebody sent me today a story. Another feigned, forged, fugazi, synthetic argument between Shapiro and Candace Owens about something. I mean, just this nonsense, this contrived. And I realized, oh my God. But then I thought, no. That's low hanging fruit. That doesn't really matter. And also, I'm seeing something which also is rekindling my faith in the human spirit. Believe it or not, it's that we are seeing people actually come out and march and rally together. I'm going to talk about that right now. Why that means something to me, why that's important, and why I think maybe things might be changing. I don't know. I hope, because I've been very despondent over the state of our humanity. Please like this video, my friends. Please subscribe to it. Welcome aboard for this evening's version of this. But first, especially when there's all this talk about money and insecurity and what do we do and inflation and this and spending, it's time to listen to our sponsor. Dark clouds are gathering as markets shudder. Stocks are sinking, currency stumbling, fear and uncertainty reign. The Middle East, Ukraine, Taiwan, the debt, it's endless. Yet one asset stands firm: gold. In crisis after crisis, gold is there in the background. Its enduring value guards against loss, like a missile shield against incoming. While paper wealth burns, gold persists. Shield your savings against looming threats: war, recession, contagion, and avoid the frenzied panic of the unprepared. Take control in the chaos. Fortune favors decisive action. Get hold of gold now before it's out of reach. And right now, Noble Gold Investments offers a free 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin with every new IRA. Claim your free coin today to secure your financial future. As this new storm gathers, panic looms. And some of the places you were thinking of for your money, well, they don't look so clever anymore. Secure your future against disaster now. Open a Noble Gold Investments IRA and claim your free bullion coin today. Go to LionelNationGold.com. That's LionelNationGold.com. LionelNationGold.com, the only gold company I trust. And remember, there's always a risk of investment, and there's no guarantee of any kind. I saw something beautiful today. Beautiful. 100, 200, 250, I don't know how many thousands of people in Washington meeting, protesting, marching in support of Israel, of the Israeli cause, whatever it is. And it made me feel like, oh, this is so good. No screaming, No yelling, no violence, nobody pulling any signs down, nobody ripping American flags or anything like that. I thought for sure there was going to be a false flagger, an agent provocateur. There wasn't. It was beautiful. And the reason why it was beautiful is it showed you that human beings love to meet and love to be in groups. Hear me out. Social media collectively have done more to destroy so many aspects of our collective society. Social media have been the bane of our existence. They have been the worst to ever occur, to ever affect us. And what it did was it did something which was so interesting. It made people kind of sort of crazy in a very weird way. It made people nuts. It made people nuts in a way which I never thought possible. It made people crazy because what it did was it made folks, for lack of a better way, it made folks truncate, minimize speech. It forced people to, by virtue of the fact that you didn't have a lot of room to speak, it forced people to scream and yell and make all kinds of noise, but not necessarily speak cogently, clearly. It created maelstroms and vortices of groups. And it separated us. It separated us. It made us get further and further away from each other. And it was very, very frightening, very, very scary. Very scary indeed. Didn't like what I was seeing. And then what happened was we started to see other things which were critical. Very, very critical. Very, very good. And one of them was, and this is terrific, it was this thing called groups. Now, sometimes groups, when they get together, it's not good. Because when groups start acting negatively, it's a problem. Okay? But when you're in a group and you actually meet with people and you show up to a place and you say to the world, this means so much to me. I'm going to spend time away from my normal environment, spend time away. And I'm going to be a part of a group of people and we're going to act in concert. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. Most beautiful thing in the world. And maybe there's hope. Maybe. The others are when people decide to show up 300,000 strong or so in London, or 100,000, whatever the particular number is. That means something also. It means that something means something to somebody so much that they would be there. Sometimes organized by virtue of organization, sometimes artificial, sometimes not real, but still. That means something. If I took you to see the movie The Godfather when it came out in 1972, and I took you to a theater and you watched it, and you were the only one in the theater, versus people next door in the other theater jammed. What I mean jammed, every seat taken. The experience of the two would be completely different because you would be next to people. Your being a part of this mob, this mass, changes your ability to understand the gravity of a situation, the importance. Being in a group is psychologically critical. It also shows to the rest of the people, this must be good because all these people showed up and liked it. That's why it does my heart. It does my heart well, I guess, to see people actually showing up and marching, actually showing up. And I was talking today. I did a radio show, and it was so interesting. I have a very, very good friend, and I love speaking to him. And I'm saying, you do understand what's happening, right? And I love an issue like Israel and Hamas and Hezbollah and everything, because there's so many layers to it. It's so many layers. I love something that's so, it's not black or white. In this, world of conservative talk radio, look, they don't know what to do. They're scared. There are people out there who were still following the Rush Limbaugh model. In 85 or whenever, when Rush really took off, and I worked with him and knew him, and well, I mean, I worked with him, and at that time, everybody was just mimicking what he was doing. It's like whatever he said, they said. I'm thinking, wait a minute, what is this? I mean, he's good, but only he can do this. It's like when he's like they were like a cover band. Okay, so for some reason along the way, somebody said, if you're going to do a conservative talk show, or if you're going to be on some kind of thing, you must necessarily take this blind, obeisant following of everything that Israel does because you are a conservative and you must do it. But you're saying, but wait a minute, there's Israel the country, Israel the people, Israel the history, Israel in Judaism, but then there's the Likud party. There's Bibi. There's the way they're handling this. These are multiple levels. There's no such thing as, but on talk radio, you don't understand something. They're saying, look, we're losing money here. Not to mention, you don't have necessarily, and I'm going to say this, not the brightest people who understand the depth of things, the layers, the levels, because they also don't think much of you. So they give you this very meat and potato kind of a Swanson's Hungry Man, dinner. They just give you this frozen food. Here it is. And it's Israel. Yeah. And they talk about the same thing. So we're just going to change that. Okay. So it's different. So I asked a friend of mine, I said, let me ask you something. Would you mind if Israel, from the beginning, from the top of Gaza all the way down, whatever, how many miles, just leveled it, just knocked everything down, every building, every tunnel, every basement, every house, every parking lot, every park, every hospital, every store, just leveled it. Leveled it. What would you say about that? And he said, well, no. What would you say? Well, October the 7th, we're just going to level it. We're just going to, that's simple. We're just going to bring in earth movers. And when we get done with Gaza, it will be flat. There will be nobody there. And all the people there, I don't know where they're going to go. We'll give them a heads up. You can go to Egypt. You can go to West Bank. I don't know. But you better sure as hell get out of there because we're going to clear this up because Hamas is there. They're hiding underneath and we're going to do it. What would you think about that? Do you think there's any such thing? Do you think there's any such thing as maybe a little bit over the top? Do you think that's even possible? Yes, I said, now we're making progress. You didn't abandon your faith in Israel. You didn't abandon your love of Judaism. You're not an anti-Semite if you're saying, no, that's not the way to do it. Good luck finding this out on TV. Good luck. Yeah, my friends, there's this world out there, this anachronism. And I'm telling you right now, I'm using these more and more. This anachronistic world of what is usual. This talk radio, right-wing stuff. I want to go back to what I was watching before. I'm watching John Mearsheimer and Jeffrey Sachs, and they're just talking. They're playing back and forth. There was a story one time. Michael Caine or Sean Connery or somebody says, who were some of the best actors you've ever worked with? He says, well, let me show you something right now. He says, now I'm going to show you something. He says, and then when I show it to you, you're not going to understand it, but I know it because I'm an actor. And believe me, what I'm about to show you is absolutely the greatest acting ever. Imagine you're playing tennis and I lob something at you and you lob it back and I give it back to you and you give it back to me. And it's beautiful and it's simple and it's back and forth and it's effortless and it's gorgeous and beautiful and it's symbiotic and it works. It's perfect. It's just, my God, it's like a wave. It's beautiful. That's what great conversation is. That is great, great debate to find and spend time digging through the issues. It's beautiful. Now, I know it's out there. I know that it's important for you to be at a scene. As I said before, you can watch a movie by yourself, or you can watch it in a theater, or you can watch it on your phone. Believe me, they are three completely different feelings. Three. How you see something, how it hits you, how you understand it depends upon how it's presented, the particular medium, the particular modality, how it is shown. It's critical. I'm telling you. You can read something, you can hear it, you can watch it, you can view it, you can read a book, you can have an audio book, you can have somebody read it to you, you can see it in a movie, and your ability to understand the story is dependent upon how it's presented to you. I know there are smart people and interesting people out there and people who love depth and complexity, and that's what this is. This is so complicated. But complicated doesn't mean bad. It means good. It means it's interesting. It's intricate. It's wonderful. It's fascinating. Okay? Now, you must understand something. You're an American for the most part. Most of our demographics, for the most part, are American. You are American. You were born in this country. And in your whole life, America was number one. America was number one. It's like you were the 27 Yankees, and there was a time when the New York Yankees were it, and nobody else mattered but the New York Yankees. I am telling you right now, America is not even close to being number one. Everything is changing before our very eyes. And what the media do is the media are like a couple, a mom and dad trying to keep the fact that they're having marital trouble from their kids. They're trying to keep the problems from the kids. That's what the media do. The media are trying desperately to stay relevant, to stay a part of this. Doing things like debates, saying something that Tim Scott shocked people by his dropping out. They're actually writing this crap. And you must apparently be believing this. It's the most incredible thing I've ever heard in my life. I've never seen this. But then the secret and the answer is going to be streaming. It's going to be alternative media. It's out there. There's so much out there. And when everybody gets it, I swear to God, you'll understand it so much better. You'll understand it so much. Now let's talk about this. Xi Jinping is coming. How does this fit in? I mentioned this the other day, which is critical for me to explain to you, and I'm going to try to do it again. Somebody took offense at the fact that I thought this ridiculous nonsense of you pretending that there is this thing called evil is so ridiculous. It's not even funny. Stop using words called evil. Stop using words called evil. Stop talking about the devil. Stop talking about using the word psychotic and psychopathic and everybody's great. No. These people are they're so ordinary. There's nothing to it at all. But listen to what I'm saying. For the most part, you may have a glancing interest in what's happening in the real world in terms of foreign policy and like you may have this tangential connective tissue theory or whatever it is regarding this. Okay. I don't know how to say this any other way, but America is not number one anymore and cannot be. We might be in terms of our economy, our money and all that kind of stuff, but the people who are going to run the show, the people who are going to decide have never been players before. China, Brazil, Russia, India, South Africa, +6, Argentina, Ethiopia, Saudi Arabia, Iran, and the Emirates. New people. It's completely different. It's a new group of people, a new focus. To Americans, we look at everybody as being backwards. Everybody's backwards. Every other country is dirty or slow or unsophisticated or unpolished. Not like we are. We think we are so good. We think we're the best and the greatest and the best. Not even close. Not even close. And what's happening in the world right now is that you are going to see a complete and total resetting, as Klaus Schwab said. By the way, you notice you don't hear from Klaus Schwab anymore? One of the things I want you to understand and to get really good at is to know what's missing. Who's not in the news anymore? Hey, I haven't heard from such and such in a while. That's what I want you to do. That's what I want you to do. Listen very carefully, my friends. Listen very carefully. These are really weird times. Coming up right now, it's going to be, there's going to be the winter. It's going to be coming up. You're going to have El Niños coming up. We're starting to see more wildfires. No, but nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. We still have the same stuff. We still have the same problem. And what I would do if I represented, if I went to the other side, whoever these people are, the shadow government or people around the world who don't particularly like this country, I would say Americans in particular do not handle stress well. After all, they still drive around in a car wearing a mask. It is important and critical and obvious that what you must do right now is you must do something to make them freak out. We do the best when America freaks out. And they've always believed that everything is there, that water is there, that energy is there, and that food is there. They're the land of plenty. Everything is there. They have supermarkets, Sam's Clubs, Costco's, big Acme's, Albertsons, this, King, Kroger's, food, gas. All the gas may be expensive, but there are no lines. They're open all the time, 24 hours. And delivery and food and water. Turn the tap, plumbing works, everything's fine, electricity. Everybody has a cell phone. Everybody's doing terrific. What's there to worry about? The first time there is something that is severe and where people think, all of the stuff that's happened to other countries is happening to us, then it hits the fan. And that's why you should pay attention to this. All right, fellow patriot, let's talk about My Patriot Supply, the country's largest preparedness company. And it is more than equipped to stock your shelves in times of emergency. You can ditch the canned vegetables in the box, pasta and the banana chips and the jerky. Their best-selling 3-month food kit provides delicious breakfasts, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years. Now, these meals offer over 2,000 calories every day, with a balance of protein and carbs to keep you fed and ready to go in the event of an emergency. Just add water and heat, then eat. Start or strengthen your food supply with this 3-month food kit from My Patriot Supply. So go to preparewithlionel.com to get ready. Preparewithlionel.com. I'm going to say it again. Preparewithlionel.com. Go now. Story today about one of the most elusive people in the world, Bobby Kennedy Jr. And every now and then somebody will come and say, Bobby Kennedy Jr., Bobby Kennedy Jr., Bobby Kennedy Jr., Bobby Kennedy Jr., Bobby Kennedy Jr. Okay, fine. I'm telling you right now, Bobby Kennedy Jr. does not have it, will not have it, and represents something maybe I wish he did. I wish he were different, but I don't. He doesn't have it. It's there is no oomph there. I'm sorry to say this, don't take this the wrong way, but he's going to kill himself among the left, because especially his younger compatriots and those, because if they make a connection between, it wouldn't necessarily bother me, but to some people, his perfervid endorsement of Israel in some circles is going to be the kiss of death, not to mention what is perceived as being his anti-vax stance. Doesn't happen. Trump needs a boot camp. Trump needs repolishing. Trump needs to be burnished, to be polished, to be reviewed, to be corrected and cleaned and buffed and sparkly, he still has a chance in this. There is nobody else who can even remotely captivate enough of the world. If I tell you something, if I ask you something, if I not instruct, that's not whatever, but if I hope you can do something, please understand that what you like, what you would wish for, has nothing to do with certain parameters. For example, you may like a particular Broadway play. There's one, I'm hearing one about some musical all of a sudden they're going crazy about. I don't even know the name of it. I saw a brief passing. I've not been to Broadway in so long. I am so disgusted with those people. But anyway, different story. But if you're going to invest your money, and I would say to you, I don't care what you think artistically. You might love a particular play, but the money, the box office is going to be that one, not the one you like, that one. If I wanted to make money in a restaurant chain, I would not invest in vegan or whole food. No, McDonald's, Arby's, Pizza Hut. That's what I want. That's the money. That's what I want. Yeah, but I don't care. You ask me, do I want to make money in this? Oh yes. If you want to see what song, who is the biggest star right now? It's Taylor Swift, bar none. Number one. Is she the best actress or the best singer? I don't know about that. She's the biggest star. What you like has nothing to do with what is. Joe Rogan, I still say, is the biggest, the most important influencer around. Tucker Carlson has dropped precipitously. Tucker Carlson is a boutique type of thing. He's for a certain group of people, and he just basically validates stuff that you already know. And he also seems, I think, to speak to something that is a part of him that is unsettled. Okay? That is unsettled. I'll leave it at that. So I don't care what you like if you're talking about who is going to win. Okay? So when I tell you something, it is not based upon what I want. But the guy to put your money on, and I've been telling you this, and I don't see anything changing right now, is Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom would just clean everybody's clot tomorrow. Gavin Newsom comes up. We already know that based upon the last elections, that this MAGA right-wing conservative stuff doesn't mean much to a lot of people. Gavin Newsom comes out. He talks some shite. He does his epoxy hair. He has the suits. He has the wife. And he speaks as to, he lies tremendously. When I say lies, it's like a kind of a poetic distortion. And he talks about the way things should be. And he speaks to people, and he's not Trump. And he talks about freedom and this and that, and women's right to vote and choice. I mean, not to vote, abortion and things that you may not care about, but he does. And he comes out and he makes a kind of a concession. He says, there are things that we need to do wrong. We need to fix some immigration. We need to do it the right way. Now, he's not going to say, is he going to do it? He says, we need to fix it. We're not going to fix it, but we need to fix it. America must feel safe in their communities. I'm not going to do anything about it, but America must feel safe. And people are going to hear that. And they're going to say, this man is it. I love this man. He is the greatest. That's exactly what happens. That is exactly what is going to happen. Believe me when I tell you this. He is going to be so good. And he's not Biden. He's young. He's youthful. He's energetic. He's got a great personality. He can spew this. And you're going to say, but I hate him. I say, we're not talking about you. We're not talking about you. What do you want? What do the conservatives want? War. War. What else? I don't know. Oh, taxes. What else do you want to do? You want to ban abortion? Oh, that's good. What do you want? What do you stand for? I don't know. We just, you're against any kind of reference to global warming and climate change. To them, to the left, they've immediately rejected you. You won't even make even a concession to it. Not at all. You're not interested in that. What else? Oh my God, other stuff. You're just it's just, and I understand it. And you're only going to speak to the CPAC crowd. I said, not me, you, but I mean, I'm speaking to the Republicans. You're only going to speak to this Hannity crowd, the CPAC crowd, and all this, and you're going to delude yourself into thinking we're cool, we're great, they love us, and they don't. I can't say this enough to you, my friends. I can't say it enough. You understand what I'm saying? So understand something. There's a reason to feel good about a lot of things. Today's peaceful demonstration in Washington without January 6th kind of thuggery was wonderful. I want there to be more. I want protests. I want rallying. I want human beings. I want people to go out and stop liking and tweeting. And I want them to conviviate and confabulate and actually coordinate humanistically. It's one of the greatest things in the world. Number two, there is some of the best commentary available on streaming if you know where to look. And at levels, history and debates, and you can have an education the likes of it. You can have some of the greatest minds who have ever lived. You just go to the philosophy channel. You can go to the science channel. You can learn about everything you want, from particle physics to political science to poetry to anything you want. It is right there. It is such an elevation. That same beautiful streaming service brings us middle-aged women dancing sexually in the kitchen, barefoot. That's somehow that same streaming. Next, you have got to understand that politics has nothing to do with what you want. It has nothing to do with what you wish were true. It has nothing to do with how you want the world to be. It has nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with me. Look at it like you're trying to predict who's going to win the Grammy or whatever. Not what you like, but based upon history, idiosyncrasies, and the like. We may not get everything that we want. We may not even get what we need, to borrow from Mick Jagger, but we may be better off right now if you individually take on a commitment to better yourself, become aware, focus on what's going on. If I can make, or if we can make the world 10% more enlightened, oh my God, just 10%. And what is enlightened? Who knows? Who knows? So you have been so kind to me. You've been so kind. So kind. I want you to think about what I've said this evening. I want to thank you for what you've done. I want to remind you that we're going to be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. as usual. We're going to be going through all of this again. We're going to be going through this wonderful world of thought and practice. I've got some good videos up. I got something about my detestation of people wearing masks in cars, and also more idea about how America that you thought is over. But that doesn't mean the world is over. It just means what you're used to is over. So, my dear friends, from my family to yours, from me to you, we thank you. We love you. Thanks so much for being a part of this. Okay? Please subscribe. And remember this, as we always end with this particular valedictory, this denouement, this sayonara, this adios, the monkey's dead, the show's over, sue ya. Ta-ta.